Generally, children are seen as lovable, docile, and charming beings. However, there are always those who are more mischievous, naughty, or even ill-mannered, and who tend to bother people. But believe me, even those more devilish children become innocent compared to the cases we will discuss today. In today's video, we are going to present the 10 most shocking cases of cruelty involving children around the world. After learning about these stories, I am sure you will never stress out again about that relative of yours who just makes mischief or loves messing with your belongings. You might even be grateful for them being that way. This is the Fatos Entre Mundos, Facts Between Worlds channel. It's a pleasure to have you here. Subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this, and support our work by leaving a like. This greatly strengthens the channel. To not miss any curiosity, you know what to do. Scroll down and click the subscribe button. It's important to subscribe because we are publishing new content almost every day. 10th place, Christian Fernandez. In 10th place on our list, we have the case of Christian Fernandez. He was just 13 years old when he was found guilty of the death of his younger brother, who was only 2 years old. According to police investigations, Christian was alone with his brother at home and took advantage of his parents' absence to physically assault him until death. Initially, he had been convicted of having planned the murder of his brother, as if he truly wished for the baby's life to end. However, this classification was later changed to manslaughter, meaning a killing where there is no intention to kill. This implies that he only had the intention to assault the child, and not to cause his death. Just out of curiosity, he remains detained to this day, and was scheduled to be released in 2018, when he would turn 19. 9th place, John Venables and Robert Thompson. Coming in at 9th place, we find John Venables and Robert Thompson. In 1993, in England, John and Robert kidnapped a boy who was only 3 years old. The victim's name was James Bulger. After the kidnapping, the pair beat, abused, and tortured James Bulger to death. The child's body was even left on a train track, with the intention of being cut in half. The most shocking thing about this whole story is the young age of the perpetrators at the time of the crime. John and Robert were only 10 years old. The murder committed by these two boys generated great commotion throughout England. They were tried and sentenced to 8 years in prison. There was extensive work during this period to try to re-educate the boys, as at just 10 years old they had already demonstrated extreme cruelty by assaulting and murdering someone. 8th place, Graham Young. In 8th place, we have the case of Graham Young. From a very young age, Graham demonstrated an intense passion for poisons and for understanding how they reacted in the human body. The young man was so fascinated by toxic substances that, at just 14 years old, he had already poisoned every member of his family. For comparison, when I was 14, I won a costume contest at school because I dressed up as Mistress Death, and the other kids were afraid of me. I dressed up as Mistress Death and only scared the children, but poisoning my own family never even crossed my mind. Young Graham did not limit himself to just killing his stepmother and poisoning his family. He attacked anyone who crossed his path. Taking a life was so easy for him. It was like thinking, are they in my way? I'll poison them. The most serious part is that people were dying without anyone knowing who was responsible. No one would ever suspect a boy like Graham Young. When the truth came out and he was discovered, Graham was detained and sent to a rehabilitation clinic. However, even in custody, he continued killing people. The boy enjoyed poisoning so much that he even claimed a fatal victim inside the institution itself. At 23, he was discharged and released. However, even freedom did not make him stop spreading toxic substances. If we had Dennis the Menace, in real life we had Graham the Poisoner. Just so you have an idea, this boy was accused of having intoxicated over 70 people over time. Due to this extensive criminal record, he earned the nickname the Teacup Poisoner. 7th place, Brian and David Freeman. In 7th place, we have the shocking case of Brian and David Freeman. The brothers lived in Pennsylvania, in the United States. They received a good education and were raised by a family with an apparently ordinary life. The big difference was the boys' ideology compared to their parents. While the family was Jehovah's Witnesses, Brian and David were neo-Nazis. It made no sense, and the two did not accept the fact that their relatives did not share the same beliefs as them. It was as if they thought, our parents and brother are not like us. We need to punish them. That is how, in February 1995, the two brothers joined a cousin and together killed their own family in cold blood. After the crime, they simply walked away as if nothing had happened. In total, there were 3 fatal victims: the father, the mother, and the younger brother. Following the murders, the brothers confessed to the crimes and were sentenced to life imprisonment, along with their cousin. Life imprisonment is a sentence that, in this case, removes any chance for the young men to return to society. 6th place, Brenda Ann Spencer. We arrive at 6th place with Brenda Ann Spencer. She was only 16 years old when she entered a school and opened fire. The case occurred on January 29, 1979. As you might already be imagining, this story caused a gigantic impact. In total, Brenda fired about 30 shots, resulting in the death of a janitor and the school principal. Furthermore, she also hit a police officer and left 8 other children seriously injured. Following this tragedy, Brenda was charged with assault and murder and sentenced to 25 years of imprisonment. It's strange to think about all of this, isn't it? If you're enjoying the video and haven't liked it yet, what are you waiting for? Click the like button, it's free, and take the opportunity to subscribe in case you are not yet part of our community. 5th place, Jordan Brown. In 5th place, we have Jordan Brown. At 11 years old, he lived in Pennsylvania with his father and stepmother. Interestingly, his stepmother was 8 months pregnant. The baby was about to be born. This would be Jordan's father's first child with this woman. The fact that it was his father's first child with his wife, who was not Jordan's biological mother, certainly sparked a lot of jealousy in the boy. That's when, on February 20th, 2009, Jordan took a 20-gauge shotgun, a gift he had received from his father, and shot his stepmother in the back of the head while she was sleeping. Unfortunately, both the stepmother and the unborn baby passed away instantly. When questioned, Jordan told the police that he was afraid of being forgotten or left behind when the new baby was born. Thus, jealousy led him to prevent the birth of his half-sibling. Jordan was sent to a juvenile detention facility, and this particular case generates intense controversy to this day. 4th place, Mary Bell. In 4th place, we have the case of Mary Bell. In 1968, the police in England began the investigation of 2 murders. The victims were 2 boys, Martin Brown, 4 years old, and Brian Howe, 3 years old. Both were strangled. The person responsible for these crimes was Mary Bell, a girl of only 11 years old. The daughter of a sex worker, she had an extremely problematic childhood marked by abuse, including molestation and rape. She committed the murders in 1968 and was released in 1980. In 2007, after the death of her mother, Mary Bell's life became the subject of a documentary. 3rd place, Christopher Pittman. In 3rd place, Christopher Pittman. At 12 years old, he already showed a serious mental imbalance with a history of running away, suicide attempts, and antidepressant dependency. His parents sent him to live with his grandparents. However, on November 28, 2001, after an argument, Christopher killed his grandparents with a shotgun, set fire to the house, and drove away. Captured, he claimed to have been kidnapped, but the excuse was not convincing. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. 2nd place, Amarjit Sada. In 2nd place, Amarjit Sada, known as the youngest serial killer in India and the world. In 2007, at just 8 years old, he committed the murder of 3 babies, including his sister and a cousin, all less than 1 year old. Due to Indian law, he did not go to prison. Amarjit was sent to a juvenile detention rehabilitation facility and released around 2016 at the age of 18. 1st place, Nevada Tan. In 1st place, the case that shocked Japan. In 2004, 11-year-old Natsumi Tsuji, known as Nevada Tan, had a falling out with her 12-year-old classmate, Satomi Mitarai. The disagreement went too far. Natsumi took her classmate's life inside the school using a utility knife. After the murder, she calmly returned to the classroom. Despite the tragedy, the case generated a bizarre fame in Japan, turning Nevada Tan into a popular meme and inspiration for anime and cosplays. Well everyone, that was today's video. Be sure to click the like button, leave your like, and subscribe to the channel. If the little button is red, click it and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos.